In this problem, we're given the graph of f of x equals 1 over x. We are to draw the graph of a function g that's a transformation on the function f such that the graph of g would represent taking the graph of f and shifting up 4 and to the right 3. After drawing our transformed function, we're to write its formula below in the answer box here using function notation. It's difficult to see, but there are two asymptotes drawn on the graph of y equals 1 over x. Y equals 1 over x has a horizontal asymptote of y equals 0, which is basically the equation for the x-axis, and a vertical asymptote of x equals 0, which is basically the equation for the y-axis. So to shift up 4 and right 3, the asymptotes will be shifted as well. The two asymptotes normally intersect at the origin, being the point 0, 0. If we are going to shift up 4 and to the right 3, since my drawing tool is already selected, I can click this point and that would be the intersection of the new asymptotes, and then I can just plot a point. So for example, normally the graph of y equals 1 over x goes to the point 1, 1. If I was to take the point 1, 1 and move up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 3, 1, 2, 3, this would give me a point on our transformed function. The more difficult part is finding the equation for the graph we just drew. So here's the parent function, f of x equals 1 over x. We are to rewrite the equation that would be equivalent to moving the graph of f up 4 and to the right 3. Let's start with the horizontal shift right 3. The notation to move a function f of x to the right 3 would be f of the quantity x minus 3. What this means is we are to replace the input variable x with the algebraic expression x minus 3. It may be helpful to think of the original function in the following way, where I replace the input variable x with an empty set of parentheses. This is helpful to think of the function this way in situations where we're substituting the input variable x with an algebraic expression. So for example, the notation f of the quantity x minus 3 can be found by simply writing x minus 3 in the blanks. That gives me the question. And whatever I put here in for the input variable x also needs to go here. So putting an x minus 3 in the parentheses here gives me the equation that would shift the graph of f to the right 3. The notation to move a graph up 4 is to simply add 4 on the outside of your previous equation. So although this is no longer the function f, in general you can think of it as we've already shifted to the right 3, so this is my new function, and I now need to shift this up 4 by simply adding 4 to what we found here. So I want to take our previous answer and I want to add 4 to the output of our previous result. So I'm going to copy what we found for f of the quantity x minus 3 here. And since I want to add 4, I will simply do that by writing plus 4. So now I have an equation that is completely different than what I started with, so we need to give it a new name. The directions in the problem were to call the function g. So using function notation, the transformed function has the equation 1 over the quantity x minus 3 and then plus 4. So let me go back to MathAS and type this in, making sure that I include the function notation g of x. So I clicked on the answer box. Now I'm just going to make sure I write g of x equals as the directions stated. It's interesting to note if I type 1 divided by x minus 3 without parentheses that the minus 3 is not included in the division. Whenever you use a division symbol, you should put the quantity that you're dividing by in parentheses to get the desired result. Now I just need to add 4, submit my answer, and see if I can get full credit for this question. Submitting my answer, I get full credit. Be careful not to write your answer without the notation g of x. Had I written my answer this way, at least I get an error, and it even tells me that the reason I'm getting an error is what I've typed in is not an equation. It does not have an equal sign, and we didn't use function notation. Had I submitted that answer, my graph still would have gotten credit, but my answer for the formula would be marked wrong.